The average American spends about $2,500 a year on fuel, and most of that loss doesn't come from gas prices. It comes from habits. Today I'm revealing 15 fuel-saving secrets gas stations hope you never learn. These tips won't only save you money at the pump, but can also protect your engine from thousands of dollars in repairs, and one near the end can save you over $1,500 without spending a single extra dollar. Before we begin, do me one favor, like this video, comment your current MPG, and subscribe so you never miss another money-saving car breakdown. Let's get into it. Secret number 15, premium fuel isn't premium for most cars. If you're grabbing the premium nozzle because it sounds better, you're funding free upgrades for the gas station. Here's the truth. Premium doesn't mean cleaner, stronger, or better. It just means higher octane. Fuel that's more resistant to knock in high compression or turbocharged engines that are designed for it. If your owner's manual says regular unleaded recommended and not premium required, your engine is already tuned to run perfectly on regular. In cars that don't need high octane, premium won't. Clean your engine faster, give you more horsepower, make your engine last longer. In some engines, running higher octane than needed can even lead to incomplete combustion and carbon buildup over time, because it's not burning the way the engine was calibrated. Those extra cents per gallon add up fast. If you're burning through 600 plus gallons a year, paying 80 to 90 cents more per gallon is like setting $500 a year on fire. Take that money and put it into maintenance that actually matters, like good oil and filters. We'll talk about that later. Rule: if your manual doesn't say premium required, use regular. If it says premium recommended, you can still try regular and see if there's any real-world difference in performance or MPG. Spoiler: most people won't notice one. Secret number 14, a dirty air filter quietly strangles your engine. Think of your air filter as your engine's lungs. You don't notice it choking until stuff starts going wrong. On older carbureted cars, a dirty air filter directly wrecked fuel economy because the fuel delivery was mechanical. On modern cars, the ECU adjusts fuel injection based on the airflow measured by sensors, so you might not see an instant MPG disaster. That's where a lot of people stop, and that's the problem. Here's what actually happens with a clogged filter. Your engine has to work harder to pull in air. Cold starts get rougher, especially in winter. The air-watt fuel mixture can go slightly off at times, causing rich running, which fouls spark plugs and increases carbon buildup. Acceleration feels weaker, so you subconsciously press the gas harder, burning more fuel anyway. Over tens of thousands of miles, that buildup doesn't just hurt MPG, it affects power, throttle response, and engine life. Most manufacturers recommend checking the air filter at every service and replacing it every 12,000 to 15,000 miles, or sooner in dusty areas. It's cheap, easy to change, and one of the simplest low-effort ways to keep your engine breathing and burning fuel efficiently. Secret number 13, tire pressure. Tiny numbers, big fuel loss. Your tires might look fine, but the pressure can be way off. In the TPMS system, that warning light is basically a "you're already losing money" indicator. TPMS usually doesn't trigger until pressure drops about 25% below spec. If your recommended pressure is 35 psi, that means the light might not come on until you're around 26 psi. By that point, you've been burning extra fuel, wearing your tires unevenly, increasing braking distances. Every 1 psi drop across all 4 tires can reduce fuel economy by about 0.2%. Drop 8 psi, you're looking at roughly 1.6% loss all day, every day, and underinflated tires generate more heat, wear faster on the edges, have more rolling resistance, aka the engine has to push harder. Here's what to do. Ignore the tire sidewall. That's the max rating, not your target. Check the door jamb sticker for the correct cold pressure. Use a decent digital gauge and check at least once a month, and after big temperature swings. It costs almost nothing, and you'll save fuel, extend tire life, and keep the car safer. Triple win. Secret number 12, your roof rack is a drag. Literally. Your car's body is designed to cut through air as cleanly as possible. Then we slap a big metal luggage rack and a plastic box on top and act surprised when MPG falls off a cliff. Even an empty roof rack messes with airflow and creates drag. Add a bike rack or cargo box, and you've basically turned your car into a brick with wheels. Studies have shown roof racks can reduce fuel economy by 2 to 5% in normal use. At higher highway speeds, 70 to 75 miles per hour, that penalty can hit 10 to 25%, especially with large cargo boxes. Gas stations love this. You're paying more per mile for no benefit. Here's the move. If you're not using your rack or box regularly, take it off. If you must use one, go for low-profile aerodynamic designs and keep your highway speeds reasonable. Whenever possible, store extra stuff in the trunk, not on the roof. Less drag equals less fuel. Burned equals less money donated to the pump. Secret number 11. Adaptive cruise control, your secret fuel assistant. If your car has cruise control or adaptive cruise and you never use it, that's like having a built-in fuel-saving assistant that you've locked in the trunk. Human drivers are inconsistent. We speed up unnecessarily, let off the gas too late, brake hard, then accelerate hard again. All of that yo-yo driving wastes a ton of energy. Adaptive cruise control maintains a steady speed, smoothly adjusts for traffic, avoids hard, sudden acceleration and braking. That smoothness alone can improve fuel economy by 5 to 7%, sometimes more in stop-and-go conditions. Plus, it reduces driver fatigue, so you're less likely to mash the gas out of frustration. Next time you're on a highway or a clear suburban route, turn it on and let it do its job. You'll arrive less stressed and your fuel gauge will drop slower too. Secret number 10. Idling, the old-school habit that needs to die. Let it warm up for 10 minutes, son. It's good for the engine. That advice made sense in the carburetor era. Today, with fuel injection and modern electronics, it's about as useful as telling someone to rewind their Netflix. Modern engines warm up faster under light driving than they do sitting still. While idling, your car is getting 0 miles per gallon, still burning fuel, about 0.25 to 0.5 gallons per hour, building up carbon deposits in the combustion chamber and exhaust. Best practice in normal cold weather: start the engine, wait 20 to 30 seconds, then begin driving gently. If you're stopped for more than 10 to 20 seconds, railroad crossing, school pickup line, long wait. Turn the engine off if it's safe to do so. The only real exceptions are extreme cold conditions where you need a bit more idle to get fluids moving. But for most people, the old 5 to 10 minute warm-up is just burning money for nostalgia. Secret number 9, lower viscosity oil equals less resistance. Oil isn't just about thick is safe, it's about the right thickness for the engine design and climate. Thinner oil, like 0W20 instead of 5W30, flow faster at cold start and reduce internal friction in the engine. Less friction equals less energy needed to spin everything equals better fuel economy. A lot of newer engines are designed to run on these thinner oils from the factory, and manufacturers do this partly to meet fuel economy regulations. But there are rules: only go to a lower viscosity that's approved in your owner's manual or by the manufacturer. Always use full synthetic if you're going thinner, because conventional oil can shear down and lose protection. In hot climates or when towing and hauling heavy loads, you might want to stick to the slightly thicker recommended grade. A smart approach to winter: use the lower approved viscosity for quicker flow and better MPG. Summer: use the higher approved viscosity if you're driving hard, loaded, or in very hot conditions. Do this correctly, and you'll get a nice little MPG bump and protect your engine. Secret number 8, drafting gives you MPG and gray hair. Let's get the crazy one out of the way. Yes, following close behind a big truck, drafting reduces wind resistance and boosts MPG. Tests have shown up to 35% fuel savings at insanely close distances, like 10 feet. But there's a catch. Actually, several. At 10 to 20 feet at highway speeds, you have less than a second to react. If the truck brakes hard or hits something, you're going to meet the trailer doors very personally. It's considered unsafe and illegal in many places. There is a safe version: staying back around 200 to 300 feet at highway speeds still gives you a small drag reduction in the 1 to 3% mpg improvement range. You get a mild aero benefit while still having time to brake safely. Use common sense. Saving a few bucks is not worth gambling your front bumper or your life. Secret number 7. AC versus windows. Use the right one at the right time. The windows down versus AC on debate is a classic family road trip argument. Here's the practical breakdown. At low speeds, city driving under approximately 40 to 45 miles per hour, open windows don't cause much aero drag. In this range, windows down is usually more efficient than running the AC full blast. At high speeds, 60 plus miles per hour, those open windows turn your car into a parachute. Drag skyrockets and the engine works way harder. At this point, AC on is better for fuel economy than windows all the way down. Best combo, around town, crack the windows, use AC lightly if needed. On the highway, windows up, AC on with recirculation mode. Recirculate cools already cooled cabin air instead of constantly chilling hot air from outside, which reduces compressor load. And don't forget safety. In extreme heat, keeping the cabin cooler isn't just comfort. It helps the driver stay alert and focused. Secret number 6, smart use of detergent, fuel, and additives. Here's a secret gas stations really don't mind hiding in plain sight. Not all gasoline has the same amount of detergents. Over time, fuel injectors and intake valves can build up deposits that mess with spray patterns, reduce power, and hurt MPG. You don't have to go crazy with bottled additives. Instead, look for top-tier rated fuel brands that include stronger detergents right in the gasoline. How this helps: cleaner injectors equals more precise fuel delivery. Cleaner intake valves, especially in port-injected engines, equals better airflow. More complete combustion equals smoother idle and more consistent MPG. If you've been using the cheapest gas you can find for years and your car feels sluggish, running a few tanks of top-tier fuel or a quality fuel system cleaner, following directions exactly, can restore lost performance and economy. You don't need to overdose the tank with magic potions. Just use decent fuel regularly and let the detergents do their job quietly. Secret number 5. Your trunk is not a storage unit. Cars are designed to move people and some cargo, not your entire garage. Every extra 100 pounds of junk you carry can knock about 1% off your fuel efficiency. That doesn't sound like much until you realize a lot of people drive around with unused sports equipment, heavy toolboxes, old fluids, jacks, and random just-in-case stuff. Baby gear from a kid who's now in middle school. All of that weight makes the engine work harder, adds stress to the suspension and brakes, increases stopping distances. You don't need to go insane and strip the interior, but clean out the trunk once a month. Remove seasonal items when you don't need them. Keep only what you realistically use. Think of it this way. Would you strap a 100-pound dumbbell to your back every time you leave the house? If not, don't do it to your car. Secret number 4. Chill out behind the wheel and save 10 to 40% on fuel. The fastest way to burn fuel is not a leaky tank. It's your right foot. Aggressive driving, hard acceleration, late braking, constant lane changes can reduce fuel economy by 15 to 30% on the highway, 10 to 40% in stop-and-go traffic. And here's the kicker. Speeding doesn't actually save as much time as people think. Studies show that the average driver might gain a few seconds per trip, not minutes, unless the distance is huge and traffic is empty. Driving smoothly, accelerate gently. Look ahead and coast when you see red lights or slowdowns. Maintain a steady speed instead of constantly reacting last second. You'll use significantly less fuel. Wear out your brakes and tires slower. Arrive calmer and with fewer close calls. Your engine, transmission, and wallet all prefer smooth, predictable inputs over fast and furious grocery run addition. Secret number 3. Your gas cap is a tiny part with a big job. Most people never think about the gas cap until the check engine light comes on. A loose or cracked gas cap can let fuel vapors escape, trigger EVAP system codes, cause rough, idle, or minor drivability issues in some cars. Waste up to 30 gallons of fuel a year just as vapor. If you ever see codes related to EVAP leaks, like P0440, P0442, P0455, P0456, P0457. Check the gas cap first. Is it cracked? Is the rubber seal worn or torn? Does it click when tightened fully? A replacement cap is cheap. An EVAP system diagnosis and repair can run into hundreds or even over $1,000. 9 times out of 10, the gas cap is the cheapest fix you'll ever make that directly stops fuel loss. Secret number 2, avoid fuel level extremes. Always empty or always topped off. 2 bad habits of running on fumes all the time. That fuel pump in your tank, it's cooled and lubricated by the fuel that surrounds it. Driving around with the fuel light constantly on means the pump isn't submerged enough, so it runs hotter and wears faster. When it fails, you're looking at hundreds to over $1,000 to replace it, depending on the car. Topping off after the click. When the pump shuts off, that's the system telling you the tank is full. Forcing more fuel in can, spill fuel onto the paint, which can damage clear coat. Overwhelm the EVAP system and charcoal canister. Lead to those expensive EVAP leak repairs we just talked about. Instead of living in the extreme, try to refuel when you're around a quarter tank. Stop when the pump clicks off. Keep the tank generally between 30% and 80 to 90%. You'll avoid fuel pump overheating, EVAP damage, and unnecessary spills. Secret number 1, the 1,500 plus savings trick, preventive maintenance mindset. Here's the big one. Most people only think of fuel economy as how I drive or which fuel I buy. But some of the biggest savings come from preventing the kind of repairs that nuke your budget. Things like neglecting oil changes and letting the oil turn into sludge, ignoring air and fuel filters way past their life, never checking tires, alignment, or suspension, letting small issues turn into catastrophic failures. A failed fuel pump, clogged injectors, ruined catalytic converter, or worn-out engine from neglect can easily cost $1,500 to $5,000 plus. And all of those are tied to fuel quality, combustion efficiency, and maintenance habits. So here's the secret. Follow your maintenance schedule, not your mood. Replace filters on time. Air, cabin, and fuel, if serviceable. Use the correct oil changed at proper intervals. Fix small issues before they snowball into big ones. If one major failure is avoided over the life of the vehicle, that's years of fuel costs saved in a single shot. If this video saved you money today, imagine what you'll save this year. So do this now. Like the video, comment which tip you're trying first, and subscribe so you never miss another breakdown that protects your engine and your wallet. Drive smart, spend less. See you in the next one.